Let's unbox the Star Wars Doorables Dark Side Amazon exclusive 8-figure set. Villa Varykino. If it's Star Wars, we collect it. Hello there, thanks for visiting Villa Varykino. I really like the Disney Doorables range of adorable 1.5 inch tall plastic figurines of Disney characters, but so far I've managed to resist collecting that line. But of course, when they announced a Star Wars line of Doorables figures, I knew I'd be able to jump in and start collecting. So when they were released a few months ago, I waited a couple of weeks to see if they would show up locally here in New Zealand. Sadly, they took a little bit longer. So because I couldn't wait, I ordered a couple of the mystery capsules off Amazon, and while I was shopping on Amazon, I noticed that they had an Amazon exclusive Doorables Dark Side collection available for pre-order, so I snagged that one at the same time. It took a little bit longer. It has just arrived here from Amazon in the United States, safe and sound. I'm really excited about this one. Unlike the rest of the Doorables range, the Star Wars ones come in mystery capsules. This one has 8 exclusive figures in it. They are a set 8. They're not mystery. As we can see, we've got a little bit of a peek here of some of the 3. Of course, they are all dark side characters, and I'm really excited to open this one up now that it's finally arrived. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Coming up really soon, I'll take a closer look at the figures out of the packaging and check out all of the details. But first, let's take one last look at this unique Death Star shaped box. For the Star Wars Doorables Dark Side collection, we have this circular cardboard box in the shape of the Death Star. And to be honest, it's actually a lot bigger than I was expecting when it arrived in the mail. When I think about the standard size of the Doorable figures, here is Han Solo. You can see that we've actually got a lot of space here, which I thought was kind of fun. I was expecting them to be sort of fit very tightly in there, especially when I think about some of the capsules from the range. They are this kind of size, and they fit about sort of 4 or so inside here. So I was expecting something a little bit bigger. Obviously, this is a sphere. These are the plastic Death Star capsules that the standard Doorables line comes in, the standard Star Wars ones, of course, and they open up across the seam there. It's really fun to see the Death Star theme being echoed with this exclusive version there as well. So as you can see, it says exclusive 8 figures, and we can see Count Dooku, Darth Vader, and Darth Maul. But don't worry, a character like Darth Vader is too important to lock behind one specific exclusive. He is also available in the standard line. We can see here he has red lenses in his helmet, and he's holding a red lightsaber. This version is different. It is 8 exclusive figures, not characters. So these may show up in different collections, but with just a different pose, different coloring, things like that. The Doorables range does include some really fun variants, like all over glitter, all over metallic ones. So I do expect to see some of these iconic characters, as well as Darth Vader, showing up in other collections. But I just absolutely love this mirrored collection. I was just kind of expecting this to come in a really kind of flimsy, thin cardboard case, like many of the other Doorables packaging. It's always very thin. It just kind of ends up being put in the trash because it's very flimsy once you actually open the packaging. This is really designed for collectors, which I specifically really like because I do like to keep my Star Wars collectible packaging. So here on the front, we've got Dooku, Darth Vader, and Darth Maul. And if I turn it to the back, we can see the rest of the 8 characters there, because we've got this lovely big graphic here on the back. A lot of the Doorables range is mystery boxes like the Death Star capsules. This one is a set 8. You're not sort of buying multiples of these trying to collect up the specific dark side range. We've got Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, Darth Maul, Count Dooku, General Grievous, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, Reva, Third Sister, and Grand Admiral Thorn. I just think this is a really fun collection. And of course, we may see these in other series, but I didn't want to miss out on some of these really iconic dark side characters. I think they're really fun, and I just love the Doorables style. It's so cute. Again, we can see it says exclusive 8 figures, not characters. We've got a lot of copyright text because, of course, this is an international company. They sell them all over the place, and we've got the Disney Doorables website and information about the company Just Play that makes the Doorables range down there below if you want to look at some of the other things that they do. But overall, you can see the Death Star print a little bit better here on the back because we don't have that mirrored sort of foil metallic finish to the back here. It's just a flat printed gray. Really fun though, and I'm just so happy that this is a sturdy packaging style so I can keep it, and I'm really keen to see how it opens opens, because I'm hoping it might be a little bit more like a display case, because of course I want to put these on my display shelf alongside my others. So let's get stuck in and open it up. So I'm going to have to cut off the plastic shrink wrap. This is always a little bit tricky because it is so tight on this one. There isn't really a good sort of grab point. So I'm just going to go in here from the side and see if I can get enough of a gap to get my scissors in to start ripping it off. Because as I mentioned, I want to keep the packaging for this, and it's giving me a display case vibe. So I really do want to keep this in good condition. So yes, I've been able to get a bit of a ripping point going there. Fantastic look to the cardboard here. I'm always nervous getting things in the mail. Things have to travel a long way from the United States to get to us here in New Zealand. There's been plenty of times where something's gone wrong, but this looks just fantastic. You can really see that foil effect there. It looks like it's been just a little bit, it's got some sort of smudges on it, but that's cleaning up pretty well. It's so shiny. It's absolutely fantastic. So let's see how this is going to open. Okay, wow, okay. It's coming in like this. So it just sort of opens up there from the front. The tray kind of wants to fall out. We've got an insert here. Oh, Darth Maul's fallen. We've got him there. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this tray out because the tray has kind of been crimped around the edges. I thought this plastic would be all kind of upright, but you can see it's all just a little bit wobbly. Gotten a little bit of a weird one. I thought it would be straight edged, but this is all crimped in. I was not expecting that, but I'm hoping I can kind of get that to sit in there. It kind of wants to fall out a little bit, but you can see why there is so much space, because we've actually got the names for all of the characters displayed there, and I'm hoping that they're all going to sort of pop out so that I can go over each of them, but with the names under each of the gaps so you can display them there. Though I do have to say, if I just get this out of the way, you do kind of need a lot of space because this lid is hinged. That doesn't come off. So if you just want to put this on your shelf, that's going to be a little bit awkward because you need a lot of space out in the front, and we don't really have anything to put here. It's just this huge big door. So while I was kind of excited about the idea of sort of having a display case, I'm not sure where I'm going to put this because that's a huge door, and this tray doesn't really want to stay in there. So I might be ending up taking my little figures out because there's something really wonky about this plastic tray. So I'm probably going to be popping all the characters out and displaying them alongside the rest of the characters I have from the standard Doorables line. But we can see the way that they're all inserted in there. They're so cute. Can't wait to go through all of them. But yes, I'm not sure why my tray is like this. It feels like that's not really the way it's supposed to be. It just doesn't look right, which is a little bit odd. But yes, let's open these guys out and take a closer look at each of the figures individually. The back of the box mentioned a collector's guide, and inside there is this little sheet of paper that says Star Wars Doorables Dark Side Special Edition Certificate, and you can see the Disney logo there, StarWars.com, and on the other side it has the images of all 8 dark side figures there as a little bit of a checklist. Though of course you don't really need to check them off because the box includes all 8, so it's a one and done collection there of all 8 figures, and you can see the really cute art for each of the characters there and the poses that they have been sculpted in. And of course, each of the characters have glitter around their eyes or helmet lenses, so I'm really keen to check them out. So here are all of the 8 Doorable figures out of the packaging, all lined up. You can see they are very small. Each measures approximately 1.5 inches tall, and they are all dark side characters. Of course, we have Emperor Palpatine, Darth Vader, Darth Maul, Count Dooku, General Grievous, Reva Third Sister, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, and Grand Admiral Thorn here. So let's go over each one closer up. I'm going to start with the Darth Vader Adorable because, as I mentioned earlier, he is actually available in the standard line. If I check the sort of collector's guide booklet, you can see him there on the cover, and on the inside you can see that he is wielding his lightsaber, his sort of cape is swooshing off, and he has red glitter eyes. So of course, looking at this one, we can see that there are a lot of differences. He's got sort of a silvery rainbow glitter in the lenses, and he's not holding his lightsaber, and we've we've got his cape over his shoulders there. So it's kind of fun that there are now two different versions of Darth Vader. It's really quite cute. Obviously, they kind of have a slightly Funko style where their heads are sort of oversized proportionally to the rest of their body, but they are really cute. We've got a little bit of paint detail on his chest. We can see his hands are sort of sculpted, holding on to his belt. It's all a bit dark and black, but there we can see we've also got some silver painting there for the helmet. On the back, he is just plain black, and on the underside, we can see that there is a small peg hole, but none of the sort of collectible pieces that I have from the box or the standard line have anything to sort of fit in the peg, so I think it's more to do with production there. It's also got the Lucasfilm stamp on the underside. Of course, these are copyright licensed items there, and because of that nice wide base, he sits and stands really sturdily. He doesn't need to worry about falling over. Really, really cute. I don't know if I like this one better than the other one. Sadly, I have yet to find the standard Darth Vader in the standard Doorables line. Of course, that line is mystery box style, so I've yet to pull the standard Darth Vader out of that line, but at least I have this one for now. Because of course, if you're going to collect Star Wars, you're going to want to have a Darth Vader. Next up, we have Emperor Palpatine, and I'm really glad he is included in the Doorables line. Despite being such a major villain in the Star Wars saga, we don't get a lot of merchandise for Emperor Palpatine, especially compared to Darth Vader and even the likes of Darth Maul, his apprentice in The Phantom Menace. So I'm really glad he was included in here. It's kind of funny to think of his appearance in the original trilogy being translated into a cute kid's toy, but I think they've done a really good job. You can see we've got glitter eyes, we've got the iconic red and yellow Sith eyes there, we've got a little bit of printed text sort of depicting his mouth and chin there. He is holding his cane, though they have rendered his cane as silver here. It is black in the film, so I think they just wanted it to stand out a little bit there. And of course, the rest of his outfit is black there. He's got his hand extended. I would love to see them do perhaps an alternate version with a bit of Force lightning. Maybe we will even see an episode 3 version in one of his different outfits from that film as well. We've got a really big black hood there, and of course the rest of his robes. He looks really cute and short because of course their bodies are very small proportionally to the head. Again, he's got a lovely flat base, so he stands up really well for display. No worries about tipping him over. It's funny to think of such an evil, dare I say, ugly character looking so cute in this line, but I'm really happy to have this one for my collection. Next up, we have Darth Maul, or should I say more accurately, Maul, because this is Maul from the animated series Rebels, when he goes by simply Maul, not Darth Maul, as we see him in The Phantom Menace. Initially, I thought they were going to pick sort of fairly iconic versions of each of the characters for this dark side set, but looking at the details of this figure closely, I can see his red bare arms, and of course he's holding a cane and this one lightsaber with these sort of prongs here at the emitter, which of course is what he has in Rebels. He has a lightsaber that can kind of be disconnected from a staff, and he has bare arms. He has cybernetic legs in this series, but they look more human than his earlier robotic legs. We can see that there's just all painted black here. The staff shouldn't be silver, but again, like Emperor Palpatine, I think they've painted it silver just to make it stand out against the rest of the black. And we can see his lightsaber is also painted silver. One of the prongs should be a lot longer than the other two, but again, this is very small and stylized, so I think it works quite well. I really do like the rest of the painting here on the face. We've got his iconic red and black tattoos, and again, he's got the yellow and red glitter Sith eyes. I think it's really fun. And of course, we've got his horns around the top of his head. He's pretty much black just across the back there. We can see some of the costume details like his hood and some of the details around his boots there. Really cute. Of course, because this isn't his version from Phantom Menace, I'm thinking we might see that version in the standard mystery box line, perhaps in a series 2. I'm crossing my fingers that we'll hear more about subsequent releases from this line. I really want to see more characters, but I think this was really interesting that they didn't go with his Phantom Menace look. I really think this is a fun variant version of Maul for this range. Next up, we have Count Dooku, or as he is also known, Darth Tyrannus, because of course he is a Sith Lord. So of course he fits really well in this dark side collection. And I really like the expression they have got on this face. Despite the really cute style of this range, they have made the Count Dooku figure look really stern. And I like the gold eyes that we've got here, the gold glitter. Of course, Count Dooku doesn't have Sith eyes in the film. He has brown eyes. So I think this gold is a good alternate because brown glitter often looks a little dark, so I really like the use of the gold glitter here. He's got a really detailed costume as well. We've got a brown tunic, an accent belt, black pants and boots there. Of course, we've got his iconic cape here in the back, and he's actually got some really interesting sculpting and a two-tone paint job for his hair and beard. We've even got a little bit of sort of angular sculpting here on his cheekbones, just giving him an all-over stern expression, which I love. He's got his left hand outstretched like he's about to throw force lightning, and of course his iconic lightsaber in the other hand. The blade on mine is a little bit curved, but because he's so small and cute, it doesn't really bother me. It's very short to begin with. Overall, I just love that Count Dooku is included in this. He is of course an iconic Sith Lord from the prequel trilogy. Really happy to see him included in this dark side set. Next up, also from the prequels, we have General Grievous, the droid general. I'm really happy to see General Grievous included in this set. Again, like Count Dooku, we don't get as much merchandise of this iconic prequel character as I think there should be. And I really like the expression here. He's got yellow glitter around his eyes. We've also got some red there as well, although that's not glittered. I really like the expression. Sadly, there is a small scratch on the front of his mask here on my one. It is very minimal and something that does of course happen across the Doorables range. Every now and again you just get a small paint flaw. There is a little bit of a grey smudge here on his shoulder here as well from his cape. Really like the fact that we've got his cape here. The red lining is even painted here. You can see it just in there by his arms, and we've just generally got pretty standard paint job here. We can see the cape coming around under his neck, and we've got dark grey on his feet there and the cape behind him. A little bit of grey for his torso, sort of rib cage shape in there as well, but pretty much just that sort of beigey battle droid color for the rest of his cybernetic body there. I think he's really cute. He's so sinister in episode 3, very serious. He looks really sort of cute and evil at the same time in this form. Really happy to have General Grievous included in this Doorables collection. Next up, jumping over to the sequel trilogy this time, we have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren when he has reforged his helmet with those red crack lines there, which leads me to believe we'll get a standard uncracked helmet version of Kylo Ren in the main line sometime in the future, that we have this variant version in this dark side collection. The red lines don't extend very far across the helmet, a little bit of a shame, but on the whole I find the Doorables range doesn't have a lot of paint on the back, so it is no surprise, even though I wish there were a little bit more. It's just we've got a few lines there on the forehead and on the mouthpiece. For the rest of the helmet, of course, we have that iconic silver trim around the lenses, and because we don't see Kylo Ren's eyes, we have this silver rainbow glitter across the whole lens, which you can see there. Of course, for the rest of Kylo Ren's outfit, he wears pretty much all black, so there isn't any other paint for the rest of his outfit, though we do have him sculpted here with his iconic crossguard lightsaber ignited off to the side. Again, just a tiny bit of curve to the blade here, but it is so close to the body and so short, it doesn't bother me. I think this is really fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing a Kylo Ren without the red crack lines in the standard line. Makes me optimistic to see more of my favorite characters coming up in perhaps a series 2 in the near future. Next up we have Reva, also known as a third sister, as seen in the Obi-Wan Kenobi live action series. I really like her inclusion in this dark side set. Of course, we see her vying for control of the Inquisitor squad in this series, so I think she's a great fit for this set. She has beautiful orange gold glitter for her eyes, a stern eyebrows. She's even got a little bit of an eyelash paint job there as well, and her hair continues all the way in the back with her braid braid carrying down there. We've got her black cloak there, and she's even got some painted details on her Inquisitor outfit. A little bit of red and silver paint job there. We can see she's got her curved Inquisitor lightsaber with a red blade. On mine it's pretty straight, which I'm glad about. Overall, she's a really nice, tidy figure, and I really hope to see more of the Inquisitor characters in this Doorables line, especially the Grand Inquisitor. I love that character, and I really hope he shows up in the Doorables collection sometime soon. And last but not least, we have Grand Admiral Thorn, and I was really fascinated to see that this isn't the Grand Admiral Thorn as we see him in the recent live-action series Ahsoka. He has a Ysalamir creature wrapped around his shoulders, which of course is in reference to the original Timothy Zahn novels, Heir to the Empire, where we were first introduced to Thrawn all of those many years ago. I love those books, and I'm always excited to see Grand Admiral Thrawn merchandise with this cute creature on his shoulders. We can see it sculpted here. He's holding on to the tail, holding on to the head and body on this side, though they haven't really painted the creature all the way around. We can see the sculpting continues, but it just goes into white. That yellow paint should go all the way around. Of course, we've just got Thrawn's white tunic. We do have his silver belt going all the way around. We've got his Grand Admiral rank badge in there and his black boots. I love the red glitter used for his eyes because, of course, Grand Admiral Thrawn is a Chiss, and I really like the kind of quizzical eyebrow, his sort of scheming face that they've sculpted him here. I think it's really fitting. He's of course a stern character, but there's a little bit of a playful side to him, I think, at times. I really like that. We've got his blue hands sculpted there nicely as well. You can see that on the underside, but unfortunately, like many of the other characters, he's very head heavy. You can see how big his head is, and he's got very small feet, so he is prone to falling over. It's a little bit of a shame. Sometimes if I just kind of get him to balance, sometimes he'll stand up. So he is going to be one of those ones that's prone to being knocked over if you're going to display him out of the display case, which is a shame, but I just absolutely love him so much. Really fascinated that they have chosen to go with the book version of Thrawn for what is predominantly a children's line of collectibles, rather than as we see him in the new Disney Plus series. But I'm really happy to have him with this cute little creature. It really takes me back to those books and comics from the 90s. So those were the 8 Dark Side characters from the Amazon exclusive Star Wars Doorables Dark Side set. I think these are just fantastic. I love the sculpting, I love the glitter eyes, or the glitter lenses in the case of the helmeted characters, and a great way to really add out my Star Wars Doorables collection because the main line doesn't actually include that many villains. So it really expanded my villain collection for my Star Wars Doorables line. And after unboxing this one, I know it's probably not going to be too much longer before I cannot resist buying some more mystery capsules to add more to my Star Wars Doorables collection. This is such a cute line, and I hope we get many more series in the future. I know the Disney Doorables is past series 10. I hope to see lots and lots of Star Wars series in the future because I love this line. Very affordable, doesn't take up much collectible space, all the kind of things I'm looking for Star Wars collecting. Just getting that kind of fun of adding new collectibles to my collection without having to spend too much or take up too much more extra space, because that's always a concern for Star Wars collecting. This was a lot of fun, and thank you so much for hanging out with me today as I opened up another Star Wars collectible and had a lot of fun checking out all of the cute figures inside. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are in the galaxy, and let's hang out again very soon for more Star Wars fun. May the Force be with you. If you're a Star Wars Doorables fan, I've also unboxed the Galaxy Peak mystery capsules. That video is linked here in case you haven't already seen it, as well as a whole Star Wars collectibles playlist. This is the way.